What's going on, people? Welcome back to Premzy TV and it's Premier League Unpacked, episode 37. We're here with the guys. Let me introduce the panel first of all. As you can see, we have Bilal repping Manchester United. What you telling me, bro? You good? Can you hear me, Bilal, or are you on mute, fam? You're on mute. That's not a good start.
How are you, bro? I'm good. I'm
Get
good.
me? I'm
Very good.
surprised to see United fans on mute. Okay,
I
now,
was just
bro.
about to say, it's refreshing to see a United fan on mute.
And we got my guy back in the cut. Bish, you've been missed. I'm not going to lie. We haven't had a City representative on the channel for a while. We've been swerving a few uppercuts and left hooks and
Listen.
everything on this channel for a little bit. How you doing, bro? You good?
Yeah, man, you know what it is. Good to be back. The boy in blue, bolt from the blue. Big up me, Emirates, the killers, destroyers. You know who we
This
are.
guy.
That's why I had to return. You know what I mean? No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's great to be back. Big up everyone in the comments. I missed you guys, man. And I just wish we'd had a special edition on like Thursday night or something just to go over the biggest and best game of the season so far. But sure,
That game's done and dusted now. Don't you worry
Yeah.
about that. It's
We'll
done. It's
can't talk about
dusted. It's gone now. It's gone. It's gone.
Nah,
And, and we got my guy Patrick Chatty Patty in the cut. Obviously, the Tottenham merch is on. He's got that Scally TN on. What you telling me, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Look at that. I can flex
Look
again.
at that.
Look at that. Back in the
Beautiful.
gym, working out, feeling good. So yeah,
love
Tottenham
it.
winning, 3 points, beat that dirty West Ham team. To be fair, they didn't even really show up, did they? But anyway, we did our job. Yeah, feeling good. I'm happy Bish is back on. Bilal, my boy Femzy, yeah, man, it's gonna be good. Where's Gunalia though? Where's
Yeah,
Gunalia?
I think he's hiding like Eddie. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Now that
Running from the
Nketiah's
smoke.
form is dipped, so is he.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
man, we
Nah,
need to get onto him
he'll
about
be
that.
here. Trust me, he'll be here to fight the corner. Don't get it twisted. He'll be here to fight the corner. What I'm saying. But look. We've got a lot to discuss. Yeah, we have a lot to discuss. It feels like it's been a little while since Premier League Unpacks kicked off, and it's only been a week, man. It's dragged out this week a little bit. I think we've had quite a few fixtures during the week as well. We've had 2 games in the Premier League here and there. You know, Arsenal getting done over and that, having to play 12 o'clock kickoffs and all of that after less than 72 hours. But that's another thing. We'll have to talk about that on another day. But look, people, there's only one place to start. Yeah. And that is Chelsea Football Club. Graham Potter, you get me, is all looking a madness right about now. And look, we're going to come to you first, Bilal. Yeah. Because these guys have spent 600 mil. They've tried to build a superstar team. They've looked to get youth in the team as well. And it's just not working out for them. They got pumped in by Southampton, bottom of the league. What do you reckon, man? What you telling me about Graham Potter? Is he the right man for this job?
No, he's out of his depth, bro, by far. I'm sorry, but there comes a point where you run out of excuses. I know they've used a whole scattergun approach to get him all these players, and he's got so many players in his squad. But there has to be some result of there's got to be something in it, something to show us this. There's got to be something to show for all of these signings, all these quality players, all that money spent, and there's not. So saying we've had plenty of chances is, I'm gonna mind my language here, but it's a load of BS. There's got to be more. It's the situation United were in a couple of years ago. There's so much money has been spent, so many quality players have come in. I don't care how they're being coached. There has to be some level of quality from the players themselves. They're professional footballers. Where is it? There's nothing.
Do you think he's still figuring out who his best 11 are? Do you reckon he should know that by now?
It's at the point now you don't even care who his best 11 are. There is a lot of quality on show on that pitch, and there's nothing to show for it at all. Nothing.
Nah, it's a bit of a mad thing. Go on, Bish.
I'm angry about Chelsea. It's just mad. I just find it mad. There's nothing. They've got absolutely nothing to show for it.
It's a mad situation, isn't it? And everyone is looking at Chelsea alongside Liverpool this season as the teams that have just struggled to get any kind of rhythm going. But for me, the interesting thing is looking at how Potter's doing at Chelsea. And bear in mind, it wasn't just Potter that went over there. It was Potter, about half of his background coaching team, about 3 or 4 Brighton players, or however many Brighton players it was, all gone over there. And to see how well Brighton have done in his absence, I mean, actually, Brighton have probably improved, maybe even got better. tells me one of two things. Either it tells you that, you know, Brighton have looked out with another top manager and have just managed to keep that momentum going, or it tells you that there's something going on at Brighton in terms of the system and the structure that is creating success, and Graham Potter maybe was benefiting from that more at Brighton than we thought he was. You know what I mean? Not to say that he wasn't a part of maybe developing that at Brighton, but maybe it's a situation where he was working well in a system that was working well, and he's gone to Chelsea, which is kind of the opposite of that. You know, Ted Bowley's come in. He didn't only get rid of the manager at the time, but he got rid of various senior members of staff that have been there and overseen Champions League wins, title wins, FA Cup wins. So now, as kind of Bilal said, it's this scattergun kind of lack of strategy, overzealous, like overcompensating approach from the owner and from the club. And it just looks like maybe Potter in that setup and without a system that's working a particular way and without everything working in the same direction as him, he doesn't maybe have the experience at this level or the kind of charisma to be able to fight against that. Do you know what I mean? Certain managers, your Contes, your Mourinho's, these big personalities can kind of go into a bit of a messed up situation and it can all be toxic, but they can kind of hold it down to a certain level because they can cut through the noise a little bit. Graham Potter doesn't give me that vibe. He's a bit kind of softly spoken. Obviously, he's quite strategic and tactical, but you don't really see him being able to single-handedly stand up and change the energy and change how things are feeling about the place. So, but at the same time, what are Chelsea going to do? Everyone's saying, oh, sack Potter. But really, at this point, can they sack Potter? Because you've got to sack Potter, then you might as well sack half of the coaching staff that you brought with him. You know, what's at this point, the season's pretty much already dead and done. There's no way they're getting into top four. So what have you really got to gain from sacking him mid-season? It was like United when they sacked Ollie. And in hindsight, it was just a waste of time. You might as well have waited through till the summer anyway. So it's a difficult one. I guess the next question is, can he turn it around? You know, if the club starts to get a bit of a strategy together and if he gets a bit more time, can he turn it around? Or is it just going to be more of what Abramovich used to do and just chopping through managers, chopping through staff, chopping through players until you get it right? I don't know what you think.
I think we're going to have to wait and see. But obviously, I think you touched on a few good points there. And Patrick, do you reckon it is the pressure of coming to a big club and he's being used to not really having to manage at a high level? Obviously, the Premier League is a high level, but you haven't have to deal with all the pressure that's surrounding it, even the media pressure. You know, when you're managing a team like Brighton, you're not even got media pressure as well. Now you can see Potter getting asked uncomfortable questions in his press conferences, even quotes coming from Chelsea fans to him saying this is the worst manager we've had, the worst start we've had. Is that starting to come to the forefront now with him?
Yeah, and I said that on this show probably 2 months ago. Whenever he was appointed, I said that as much as Graham Potter was rated for what he did at Brighton, I said there was a lot of stuff that he did which didn't come to the forelight because it was at Brighton, with all due respect to them. In the last 2 seasons, they won like 5 home games and then 6 home games. At Brighton, you can get away with that. At Chelsea, you can't. Hence why when they lost to Southampton, he got booed off the pitch. At home, you should be beating those teams. At Brighton, you can kind of get away with that. Their form could stutter as long as, he has a decent season-ish. They're going to, rant and rave about him. When the job came, for me, it came too soon. But he can't turn down the opportunity because Brighton are a team that can go up or they can go down. And then he might not get, another big boy coming in for him. There's a lot of questions that remain to be answered from Potter. They're coming out, after every game, essentially, you hear them come out and back him. Oh, Potter's here to stay. We understand it's a long-term strategy. They're now saying that Potter isn't. Essentially, what they're trying to do is build this image of him and go against the grain of what we all think. They're now coming out saying that he's had uncomfortable conversations with a lot of the players. He is stern. He is, in the dressing room, he's letting them know he's the boss. These are all the things that we don't see and we can't really understand and not understand, sorry, we don't believe. I don't believe, like Bish is saying, I don't believe he's really that guy. He doesn't have the aura. He doesn't have the presence. When we saw him come out for his first training session, I could see him like grinning from ear to ear. He was like, yeah, he was happy to be here. not like he was winning, you know. And some of the players, I'm not being funny, and I don't mean to disrespect him because I do like him as a manager, but a lot of the players have way more to them than he does. Like, how can he turn around and tell Azpilicueta what to do? Even Aubameyang, these guys are all more proven than him and won more than him and seen it and worked with bigger managers. Your Mason Mounts, your this, your that. And I don't see it. And then now Brighton are flying under De Zerbi. So we're, like you're saying, we're asking that question. Was it Potter? Was it, you know, the Brighton setup? There's a lot that remains to be desired. I just hope, you know, I'm here slagging him off. At the end of the day, Tottenham, he's coming to Tottenham on Sunday. You know, just one more game, please. Let him be crap against us. I don't want to see him turn it up. Don't want to see these guys have some resurgence and all of a sudden they're flying. Mudryk all of a sudden looks fantastic. João Felix looks like the João Felix of old. Cucurella has the game of his life. Reece James all of a sudden whips in 10 like dimes and all that. No, I don't want to see none of that. So, you know, I don't want to slag him off too much. I don't want to over jinx it, but so far, Bilal's right. He doesn't look like the guy to succeed. But on the same hand, I'm going to contradict myself. With what happened with Arteta, it's almost like, Arteta's kind of shown that sometimes patience, which you don't get in football, you know, they've backed the manager. They spent a lot. You need to give him the time now. And although it might be hard now and there's going to be a lot of teething problems and a lot of the Chelsea fans can look at what Arsenal have been through. And if they do give him the time, it might not work. He might not become Arteta because it's a gamble. But if you get rid of him now and chop and change, you know, you can't keep doing that. So I don't know.
But you can't just look at the Arteta situation with absolutely everybody, man. I think that's what you got to think.
Recent one, though, Prems. That's the thing. It's literally just.
You got to look at what Arteta walked into and what Graham Potter's walking into. These men have spent so much money, but they still had a good quality squad.
My point is that he still needs time. Arteta's situation was way worse. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm trying to say is, if Arteta can do it, then why can't Potter do it if he's allowed the time?
He might not be as good as Arteta, that's why.
Exactly, but he needs to be allowed the time to be shot if he can't, you know. So I know, like, you get what I'm saying.
I don't know for certain.
I don't know, though, to be fair. Like Bishop said,
I don't know if I'm defo riding with the Arteta's situation was way worse than his situation. Like, Arteta had worse players to deal with, but then
Arteta's situation was harder, though, Bish.
I don't think.
Let me land. I think, Arteta came into to worse players, but he also came into lower expectations. Like at the time, like Arsenal weren't really doing nothing anyway. And also he didn't come into like total chaos and instability. Like he's come into a club that's literally been forced to get rid of their owner, like just randomly, like pretty much mid-season, got rid of half of the senior staff. He's come in midway through the season with the manager who's already doing well and won a Champions League like in the last year. Like Chelsea had won a Champions League within the last 24 months when he came in. When Arteta came in, Arsenal hadn't really done, bar in the FA Cup under Emery, they hadn't really done anything for the last 10 years. So yeah, he was coming in with work to do, but and I think Arteta's had to do more in terms of building. And this isn't me taking nothing away from Arteta, because I was going to ask the same question. Do you think that clubs are looking at the Arteta situation? And let's forget whether it was harder or easier for Arteta, because that's kind of by the by. Do you think clubs, Premsy or Bilal, do you think clubs are looking at what's happened with Arteta just in terms of the sticking of a manager when everyone outside of the club, you know, fans, everybody was saying, this guy's not good enough, get rid of him, we need results now? Do you think there are clubs and owners that are looking at that situation over there and saying, you know what, maybe there is success in sticking it out and riding through the bad times when everyone else is saying to quit? I
don't think that clubs will look at that. I think the fans do now, 100%. Like, I'll look at it, and I remember seeing your video premises before I even knew you, where you lost to City and you were going mental, saying Arteta out, and then you made another video I think a year or so later saying you're apologizing about it. So I think fans have realised that maybe you do need to stick out, because I think in this day and age as well, there is no, in general, not just in football, people just do not have patience whatsoever. People aren't willing to sit. People want things here and now. They're not willing to sit through and wait for things. But I just don't think clubs, with the amount of pressure that's put on them from fans and, you know, with social media now, I don't think clubs look at it the same way. But Premsy, what do you think?
I don't know. I think obviously with Arsenal, you got to think, bro, we've been waiting for fucking 19 years for something to happen, bro. That's why we got no patience. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing is like, go on.
What was it, 30 years for a Premier League? Liverpool waiting 30 years for Premier League. Klopp at the start when he came in, similar kind of situation. He was dealing with it.
Yeah, but we got a lot more resources than Liverpool. With financially, we could spend a lot more money than them. We had a bigger stadium than them. We got promised that we're going to be moving to the Emirates to compete with the likes of Bayern and all that. And it was all just false hopes. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, we won FA Cups here and there, but we won the big titles. And you got to understand the risk on Arteta was a big pun. He's never ever managed a team in his life. You know what I'm saying? And when he's coming in and he's, finishing eighth twice or whatnot, is one of them situations you think, well, there's no evidence going off any previous jobs that he can get us there. But look, like you said, he's changed everyone's mind because they did stick with him and they have given him time. But I just think with the Potter situation, and I think with other managers as well, I think this person here, Social Joins, actually kind of pinpointed it quite correctly. Arteta won an FA Cup in his first season. That gave him some time. And I think that's how the club looked at it, because he actually got over the line and won a trophy. Even though stuff weren't going so great in the league, they give him that time. And I think with a lot of the other managers that are there, they can't just be looking at the Arteta situation just to say, give them time. Because if you look at Tottenham, they didn't do that when they brought in my man. What's his name? From Wolves. They give him the chop after 3 months.
Nuno,
you know what I'm saying?
Nuno Espirito Santos.
Because they seen a better opportunity to go in, get Antonio Conte and be proactive as a club and go and sign him. Now, at the moment, look, we will talk and touch on who do you reckon could come in and replace Potter. But I think with the Arteta situation, it has made clubs look, I think, you know what, there's a possibility to give managers time and it could change. But that's not going to work for absolutely everybody in it. That's not just the given that if you give them time, it's going to work.
I think is 95% of people still even now view they don't agree that Tuchel was sacked. That's the thing. Most of the time when a manager's getting fired, you can agree with Lampard, Gerrard, Ollie, etc. The list goes on. You agree with the sacking, you can see why. And even Chelsea fans so badly did not agree with that. And then they seen Potter as a downgrade in a sense, So I think that's what's fired up the Chelsea fans even more. Like, they've got a full agenda against this guy right now. They're still talking about who really talks about a manager once they've gone. Not really. And all these Chelsea fans, all they bang on about is that Tuchel shouldn't have been sacked. And I think that's a big part in the Potter agenda as well. I think that's a big thing in it, as well as his results. Obviously, because the thing is, if he was getting results, then no one can really say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it. It's a results-based business, isn't it? At the end of the day, you come in and you get results.
Yeah, it's similar.
But some pressure's got to get put on these fuckers, Bilal. At the end of the day, these men have spent 600 mil in January.
Exactly what I said at the start. It comes a point where you need to just forget tactics and think. There is quality players on that pitch every time, top quality players, and there's not even. I know it boils down to tactics and the morale and how they're being coached, but there is a point where their skill, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I think it's Aubameyang in the dressing room. He's fucking it all over him. I'm telling you now.
He's not even getting in the team. He can't play.
Hey, he's in the dressing room, fam. He's doing something.
I don't think they respect Potter. He's not that big character in a dressing room.
Yeah, he's not that guy, man. He's not that
guy. I think Bish said it before. He's not that guy in a dressing room.
Go on, Bish.
I don't know if I think I don't want my words to get misinterpreted earlier either, because I do think that Potter could be a top manager, and I do think he could be successful as a top club. I think my last thoughts on this situation would be that if I was a Chelsea fan, my worry wouldn't be Potter. My worry would be this owner. And I think other clubs are maybe looking at it like, how can you complain? He spent 600 million in the January transfer window. Like, he's spending money. He's trying to spend his way into the fans' hearts.
Yes.
But for me, he's come in and he's doing, not only is it chaotic and is it mad ego driven, like as far as we're aware, he got rid of Tuchel and half of the senior staff because he didn't want anyone that was associated with Abramovich, because it was all about like me putting my stamp on things and winning stuff with players that I've bought and managers that I've bought and all that. But also he seems like he's like like he's wanting to be super hands-on with like making decisions. I think someone said in the comments earlier, it seems like it's him making all these signings. Like, to me, this doesn't look like a Potter strategy. I don't think Potter said, I want to go out and spend 800 million in the first 2 transfer windows and buy bare random players, most of which don't actually fit, in a way, a Potter stereotype of player in terms of the type of players he had at Brighton. A lot of the players that they brought in, barring maybe a few of the lads he brought from Brighton, are just like either big name signings or it's like reactionary signings. Like even this Enzo, yeah, he looks class, don't get me wrong, he looks like a good player, and same with Modric, they look like good players that have got quality. But for me, they seem like the kind of players that someone who like is almost a bit of a surface level of understanding on football and isn't using proper scouting, and he just wants to go after whoever's the current big name. Enzo was a big name after the World Cup. Modric, there's about 1 million flipping YouTube videos flying around that Arsenal fans have made about how sick he is. And I feel like he just got gassed up, and he keeps getting gassed up and wanting to buy these players. And I feel like if I'm a Chelsea fan, I feel like I would be worried that, yeah, you get rid of Potter, but whoever comes in next, it's going to be more of the same. I think they're going to have a really hard 5 to 10 years if they keep this owner.
Do you not think, though, a bit more of an experienced manager could come in and be able to manage them egos? Something like Patrick was talking about a little bit earlier on, where he doesn't think that they may respect him as much. Do you know what I mean? Where
maybe, but for me, it just reeks of the same situation that United were going through for about 10 years. You know, they had David Moyes, and then that was how everyone's kind of feeling about Moyes. Oh, he's not done it at this top level. The players don't respect him, X, Y, Z. They got rid of him. Then they bring in a Van Gaal. They bring in a Mourinho. Right, Mourinho, big. They have to respect him. Big character. That all goes to pop. They bring in another manager. Bring in Oli, humble guy again. Try flip-flap back to that again. That ended up not working out. Obviously, in the end, Ten Hag, you know, sometimes you do get a manager that's just of a certain quality and that comes in at the right time and in the right moment and can start to turn the mood around. But I don't think it's coincidence that Ten Hag's doing well and United have got all of these takeover bids talking. Like, they've hit a natural point in a cycle where a transition's starting to happen with the owners, with the fans, with the players, with the managers. I think Chelsea might be entering into a bit of a dark ages here, where they've overbent. They're going to end up getting rid of the manager or sticking with him. Either way, I don't see it getting much better anytime soon. I think they could bring in an experienced manager and it could get good in the short term, but I don't see it lasting and being sustainable because nothing about what they're doing looks sustainable. Directors of football, you guys said it with Edu and Arsenal and the City model, and this is another one of the problems United's had for years. Clubs today have a particular kind of structure and recipe for success. It's about having people above the manager, people like directors of football, people at the head of the scouting pyramid that are like have long-term 5-year, 10-year visions for why you buy certain players, why you keep certain players, even why you bring in certain managers. And you can tell when a club isn't moving like that and they're just throwing money at the problem, throwing big names, big name managers at the problem. And today you can't do that and compete with the likes of City, now Arsenal, Liverpool to a certain extent. We're doing that for a while, where it's like Arsenal and City look like they're planning for the next 5 to 10 years all the time. Arsenal are only going to get better in the next 2 or 3 years. I wouldn't confidently say that about Chelsea.
Now, I told everyone post-Roman bums, and I said it before.
Yeah,
Bowley spent all these 600 million and all that. I knew where it was going. You get me? I knew this club started in 2005, yeah, and it started with money. You get me? At the end of the day, yeah, when that big dog has walked out, Patrick, yeah, this guy's come in, he's gone into Twitter chat rooms, he's trying to just pinch players from Tom, Dick, and Harry. You get me? It's all a mad thing.
This money
American
he's
owners
spending
as well, man.
part of the deal of how he bought it as well, isn't it? He has to spend, I think, 1.75 billion within 2 years, I think.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
So
That
it was
makes
like,
sense
I
then.
think it was 2.5 bill up front, and then an agreement to spend, I think, 1.75 on infrastructure and players and etc. within 24.
And he's spending it all on players instead of infrastructure because
So
it's
he
easier for it to
spent-
sell up again.
He spent a third of the money that he has to spend in 24 months.
But look what he's spending it on. I think he's
Yeah,
spending it on
look what
players
he's-
instead of
yeah,
infrastructure
yeah.
because
Yeah,
those
that was part of
those
the
are
deal.
things he can sell back off again in the short
But
term.
the way he's done it,
Abramovich actually set up in a good way because he did that in a way where he thought he will continue to spend on the club and improve the infrastructure, the players, the training, whatever. But obviously, this guy's just gone out and just started buying anyone that's got a name.
Speaking
look,
of
look,
bonus, go on.
look, Patrick. I just want to bring Patrick in because
Go.
obviously you've been sitting there listening to a lot of it so far, and I think the way that Chelsea have spent this money could come back and bite them on the arse. Like you're seeing, they've been giving these man 10-year prison sentences on contracts. Yeah, if these man don't come to light, these man don't set the world alight, then how are you going to get rid of him? Players like Mudryk and all that, how are you going to actually get rid of him? And that could be a detriment to the club moving forward because then they're taking up positions. You might not be able to spend that money because of FFP. We can see the league's getting tighter and tighter when it comes to that. So it isn't looking pretty with them right now.
Yeah, it's a big gamble. It's a big gamble. And that's why I don't feel that they get rid of Potter right now. And as much as you said, Premsy, about, the Arteta model and it might not work for other teams, I think going forward, because Arsenal is right now and we have a recency bias, everyone has it, no matter what field you're in. The fact that this is happening right now and Arsenal, even if they don't win the league, the fact what Arteta's done in the short term, it is a model and a recipe that clubs will copy. It's just human nature. It's just what will happen. So, they're going to give Potter a bit of time. They have to. And like you said, they're signing players on 8-year deals, 7-year deals, a lot of unproven talent as well. Young players, but they're not really proven on the big stage. Like Enzo Fernandez, let's be real. Unless you're some European football connoisseur, before the World Cup, we didn't really know much about him. You may have seen him in 1 or 2 Champions League games. I'm not buying all this hype that people sit down and watch Portuguese football week in and week out. I don't really believe that.
No, bullshit, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, you see all these people on Twitter, I watched Enzo
I've been watching him since he was out.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
League
come on,
2.
be real. Be real. I'd heard of him. I'd seen him in 1 or 2 Champions League games. That was it. So, obviously in the World Cup. But players can have a good World Cup and drop off. We've seen that happen loads of times. Do you know what I mean? So,
James Rodriguez being the big example of that, man.
Look at that. That guy was sensational in the World Cup. And then obviously he moved to Real Madrid, and we saw what happened with him in the end. So it's a big gamble that they're taking. But obviously they say, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. It could work, it might not. But the thing is, Chelsea will continue to spend. They don't care about if they offset players. But at one point it will become unsustainable. You're right, Clems. And the way things are starting to, they're starting to lock in and lock down on stuff, it might come back and bite them. They do need to.
That's my brother that as well, Tell me big up deep in the chat, he said he signed him on FIFA and he was quality. Tell him, I don't know, but as long as you don't sign Mudryk now, I was telling man to sign Mudryk and all that.
The whole Mudryk thing, that was just to piss off Arsenal because let's be real, they weren't really interested in him like that. And then because of it, it's like you're signing someone to piss off a rival and get the upper hand on him. But I'm still shocked at that deal. To be fair, I'm still, even though obviously to be fair, I don't really care. But I'm still shocked that he decided to go there. Why would you do that when Arsenal wanted you? You can see the Arsenal project. You see what's going on there. They've been courting you, talking to you properly. They clearly wanted you. They would have put you, and then you go to Chelsea. It's really weird, really, really weird. So yeah, man. I hope Chelsea do mess up. It's hard for me to call it right now because football is crazy and we've seen crazier things happen. But I don't know, man. There's no strategy there, really. I'm hearing people say, they're building for the future. They did, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, do you know what? We're going to have to wait and see what happens. But the way it's carrying on, it doesn't look like he'll get that much time because the one thing that we know about English football, when every part of the fan base is against you. I've been listening to Talk Sport and everybody has been ringing in saying that Potter's not the guy. There's a lot of disruption in the club and then the club got to take a step back and think, you know what, is this only going to get from worse to worse? So there's going to be a lot of pressure on him now. The guy, I think it was something like, I heard something that these man scored 6 goals from November till now. Something like that, which is a bit mad.
João Felix is the only guy to have scored in February, so they're saying he's won their Goal of the Month award because he's the only person that scored. That is mental. A club like Chelsea.
Where is Gunnar? Sorry, I'm waiting to get into this City Arsenal game. Where is it? I was looking out the window for him. Anyone in the comments? Yeah, anyone in the comments?
I was just messaging him. That's it. Where are you, fam? Man are looking to beat you down.
Can everyone in the comments please just have a quick look under your bed and see if you can see Gunnar hiding under there? I don't know where he is. Who remembers? Who was here in the stream a couple of weeks back and was telling me about what was going to happen at the Emirates? I'm not off it. You know how many topics we got on the topic list today that Prem wanted to put above that?
Yo, I don't know. All I know, yeah, is my boys are back on top of the tree, mate. Yous man fluffed it. Yous man failed to capitalize. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good back in the hood right now. Hopefully, we do our job against Leicester, against Everton, and we're 5 points clear again. But look, we're in a real race now, man.
Can I give an unpopular, probably an unpopular opinion or opinion I've not heard? Man, like deep, yeah, repping on my side of things. I love it when you hear a United fan repping with the City fans. You know that people are getting sick of the gooners. But bit of an unpopular opinion about this weekend's results with regard to the title race. Obviously, it weren't great for us that we ended up going from 1-0 up, battering them 25 shots or something, open goals getting missed, all of that, to dropping points. And meanwhile, in the Arsenal game, Arsenal go behind twice, you know, score one of these
real
kind
character, real balls.
Proper like
I don't know about that.
Scored a proper blooper goal and
yeah. The gods were with Arsenal.
Yeah, man, the quality on that goal, fam.
The diving header from Martinez.
Exactly that, fam. You know what I mean? Agent Martinez.
But unpopular opinion for me, I think there's definitely stuff that City need to deal with from that result, and it's not like City did with dropping points in games like that. Like, we should have just won that game, on to the next week, keep the pressure on Arsenal. But I do think that as an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be coming off this week's results, the City game, and then this weekend's results, and just like feeling totally re-energized by the results this weekend. Obviously, it was a win, and there is some truth in that. There is some truth in that whole thing of like, to win titles, you have to win games when you play badly. And I still think, I've been saying for a while, I think Arsenal probably still the favourites to go on and win it, because they have been the better team.
I think you are the favourites, bro. And that's not even gassing, because you've got the know-how to do it, innit?
Yeah, and I think I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm looking at the Aston Villa game and I'm saying, sick that we got 3 points, sick that City dropped points. But that Villa game was a different Arsenal to what I've seen for most of this season. You know, they were getting exposed at times. Like, you know, there was 3 or 4 massive chances for Villa, amazing saves from Ramsdale. But most of this season, teams weren't even getting like more than 1 shot on target against Arsenal. Like, part of what had become normal about this Arsenal team this year was not only all of this beautiful Arsenal football and scoring goals, but was that they were like rock solid at the back, to the point where teams were struggling to even create anything. And that's
obviously just you got to add into there. You got to give it some context in it, and I'm not just saying this as an excuse, because through that Villa game, I don't think the scoreline it did give the true reflection of the game. Regardless, you know what I'm saying. I think.
What do you think? You don't think you should have won?
No, I think we should have won the game, because but if we drew, the game,
4-2. Yes.
No. I think we should have won the game, because at the end of the day, we took our chances, innit? That's what matters, innit, bro? You get me? Like, I'm not trying to sit here and try to be all funny by. I don't think it was a true reflection on the game, because we were opened up. They did get at us. They had opportunities to score themselves. And if it went in at 2-2 at the end, you'd have nothing to complain about. But like you said, when you go in for a title, you can't win every single game. Pretty. Everybody knows, everyone sitting here did not have Arsenal to be challenging for this title this season. You get me? We don't have the capabilities to go the whole season and just be flawless. It just is impossible for that to happen. And if you think that's going to happen, then that's a mad thing, bro, especially as a football fan. So you got to see how we bounce back after a few bad results, which we have had. You get me? Now, City could be anybody. That's not no shame. You get me? When we played Everton, you got to take context out of that. New manager bounce. Sean Dyche is going to be up for that. All the players, even after the game, said they were trying to give it the role so they could get a starting place in the team. You know what I'm saying? The draw, that shouldn't have been a draw. VAR done us over. Man's left his job, bro. That's how big that is. In my time of football, I've not seen no referee leave his position in that kind of fashion. No way. So then it's about how you bounce back. And no matter how you get it done, you were away from home. Aston Villa, Unai Emery, again, former Arsenal manager, would have had his tail up, wanting to prove something to Arsenal, and we managed to get it done. This is how we got to now see, moving forward, how we can maintain that. And plus, Thomas Partey being out of our games, it's had a big effect, bro. You get me? It's like you take Casemiro out of United, you see a problem there. You take out a Rodri from Man City, you see a problem there. Thomas Partey is no different. The way he transitions the ball from defence to attack for Arsenal and cuts the passing lanes, bro, it is a bit of a madness. So I give credit to Jorginho as well. I was a bit on his on his heels after the City game, because I'll be honest, man was vexed, yeah, and I just missing Thomas Partey. He just wasn't sitting well with me. But then I watched the game back about 2 days later. I couldn't watch it back the next day. Watch it 2 days later, yeah, and I thought, you know what, I was a little bit harsh on the guy. And against Aston Villa, he was all right, but he just hasn't got the legs. He hasn't got the same kind of legs that Thomas Partey has. But look, we give you that opportunity, and City, they couldn't hang on to it. We're back on top of the table, and now we're in a proper fight. Now we're in it till the end. We can't just expect to go and win this league 8 to 10 points clear. It's just not going to happen when you've got a team like Man City in it that's won it 4 out of the last 5 times. So it's credit to the Arsenal boys, in my opinion. That's the way I see it.
Definitely a great win. I wasn't trying. I hope it didn't seem like I was trying to take anything from the win either. And I forgot that it even finished 4-2. So I get what you mean about the scoreline being a bit flattering in the end. But I just think, I'm only really echoing certain stuff that you've said in the past as well. Like the whole thing of Partey being missing and how big of an impact that's proving to be. You know, Nketiah was great for a period after Jesus left, but now we're starting to have moments in big games where we're thinking, right, he's missing more than just one big chance. Like, he's starting to get back into a bit of a habit of missing multiple big chances in big moments in big games. Like, that would be your worry, isn't it? Is that what you've been saying for years, which is, God, let's not like half step it in the January transfer window. Like, why didn't Arsenal go out and buy 2 or 3 more players on top of what they bought and just really cement themselves in the squad? But, you know, I think Bilal's probably itching to say that it's a freeway title race at this point, because I feel like most United fans are. So when you were like City, Arsenal, you know, United are within 3 points of City now. And do you think that for Arsenal, do you think that adds an extra element of pressure, or do you think that Arsenal are not watching United?
That's to you, Bilal.
To anybody, or to Premzi, or to Patrick, anybody.
I thought it was to Bilal. That's why
I thought it was to Bilal as well. I'm not gonna lie. Go on, Bilal. I'll let you answer that.
I pivoted to Prem at the end, didn't I? Because I kind of went United, and then I said, are Arsenal going to be worried about it? But either of you can field it.
Say it again. Sorry. Say it again.
Just, one, I guess for you, Bilal, the question is, do you think that United are a third member of this title race now? And then the broader question was, do you think that adds to the pressure for Arsenal as leaders to know there's a second team that are now hunting them, or are they not watching United like that?
I think I still don't feel like we are, but the way we're just hovering around there, I'm thinking it'll give City or Arsenal, one of them, the kick up the arse that they need to start just getting on that consistent run. Because if either of you, like, we're only 3 points off City now, no games in hand. I think we're 5 off Arsenal with Arsenal have a game in hand. So Arsenal still, realistically, if they win their game in hand, 8 points away. But City, for how far apart we were from them last season, we're now 3 points away from them. If that don't give them the kick up the arse to say, we've come so far, United, and City have kind of fell off a bit to the point where we've closed that gap. I mean, at the end of the day, you can look at, everyone says we look at the performances within the game, each individual game, but the table speaks for itself. Results speak for themselves. And according to results, we're only 1 win away from City, essentially. So if that don't give them the kick up the arse that they need to say, we need to crack on now, then United are waiting just below them to catch anyone that falls down.
Yeah.
I still don't think we're in the race, but we are there. If anyone does fall off, we're there and we're getting the wins, and we're just taking each game at a time. And they
don't want the pressure, United, don't they? They don't want the pressure, because, like Akib's saying, as soon as these men get near the title race, they end up popping it. You know what I mean?
The thing is, we're performing now how it's the expectation that's been set through my childhood, through most United fans' childhood. We've had a very high level of standards, just like City have been used to it for the last 7-8 years straight up now. So what United are doing right now is what we're used to, which is why we've been kicking off for the last 10 years. That it's not been what we expect of a club. But even when ETH took over this season, we had accepted within ourselves that it might be 2-3 years of 5th, 6th place finishes, eventually get into the top 4, etc., then fight for the title. Right now, everyone is praising him so much because he is, for the amount of time he's overachieving by a mile. If we go 4 or 5 years down the line and he's doing this in 4 or 5 seasons time, he's not overachieving. He's doing what we expect him to do. You understand? So
makes sense.
Now you gotta give him credit, man. You gotta give him credit
for the amount of time he's done it within. But this is the standard that United are at. Like United's fans' standards have dropped so much in the last 10 years that we accept top 4. Just kind of like Arsenal for the last 20 years. We've been fighting for top 4, fighting to not drop into the Europa League, when really where United and Arsenal are at now is where we were supposed to be years ago. And I think if Arsenal can get that mentality within their head, and same with United players, if Arsenal and United get this mentality in their head that this is the standard of these two clubs, then maybe United are in a title race. But as of now, it's still a no.
I think if you're going off the table, they are in there, man. They're only 3 points off City. Yeah. They're in fine form. Rashford's probably the informed player in the league right now.
We have got a problem, and you've seen it in the last 3 games without Casemiro. The first half, sometimes like in this game, it was the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But mainly the first half of our games without Casemiro, there's just no structure to the team. It's a complete mess. The back 4 is solid, but they're solid when they have Casemiro in front of them. And when they're not, you can see the fragility of that. You can see, honest to God, if David, the thing is, when you can see the goal, heads drop, confidence goes, etc. And the only reason we got through that game so smoothly on Sunday is because of De Gea. Because if we had fallen behind, I'm telling you, that would be a very different game to what it ended up being. We swept them aside in the second half, but if we went into the break behind, it'd be a very different game.
No, bro, I hear what you're saying, and I think personally, I would say United are in the race because you can see Arsenal have had a little bit of a blip. We can drop points now. We're not the machine that everyone's think we're going to go throughout the whole season and just blast everyone away. City ain't the same City, and United have been on form. You got to give it them. I don't like saying it. I hate United with a passion. Get me? I grew up through the serious rivalry, so I don't like to see United do well. Just like you, man, don't like to see Arsenal do well. But the bottom line of it is 2-3 wins, 2-3 losses. Either way, you're right in there. Do you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of the United fans don't just want the pressure because a couple of years ago, United were favourites to win the league when you signed Ronaldo. Best part of most of them players are still at that squad. You know what I mean? Right and then you have signed Varane, you have signed Casemiro, you have signed good players, man.
There's so much going on right now. We're the only English team left in all 4 competitions. We've got a final this month. We've got the priority of top 4. We've got this constant striker issue where Weghorst isn't really performing. Martial's constantly out. We're essentially playing without another number 10, and we're playing on a very fine line. That if Rashford gets injured, we're in serious trouble because where are the goals going to come from? We just got over the Sancho situation, easing him back into the squad. He's starting to look better, but obviously it's going to take time to get him back in. We've got the whole ownership thing going on at the same time. And I think right now, and it just surprises me to say, but for me, the Premier League title race is just one extra thing that we don't need to think about this season.
That comment popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm telling you now, bro. Do you know how hard I'm going to be supporting Newcastle for that game, bro? I swear to God, it's going to be a mad thing, bro. It's going to be a mad thing.
Nah, they just lost Pope this weekend as well, so...
what a bozo, man.
They lost Pope. They can't play Dubravka.
Yeah,
it's their third choice keeper they're using.
What's his name? What's my man? That big tall guy that they got in defense.
Oh, Dan Burn.
Dan Burn, yo, get him in goal, yeah, and lie him sideways, fam, because that's the best option they're gonna have, bro.
They'll have Bruno back for the game, so
Bruno Gomes.
Yeah, he's coming back from suspension.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be good. I think Goonali has flopped it today, people. I think he didn't
want
to see Bush. Yeah. I don't think he wanted to see Bish today. You get me? After he was giving that big talk about 3-4-0 at the Emirates, yeah, he's gone into hiding, fam. He's gone into hiding. But don't worry, we'll give it him on the next one still. But look, Patrick, we're going to move on to your team swiftly, because we've got 44 minutes. Can't believe how fast this has gone, 44 minutes already.
I had a question for you. I had a Tottenham question for you as well. So
go on, you start.
Yeah.
So how, obviously, you've gone on this mad run of form since the assistant coach has taken over. At this point, obviously Conte's recovering anyway. If you're the Tottenham owners, do you say to Conte, listen, take a bit of a longer holiday, have a month at home with the family, just let my man keep doing what he's doing until something changes, or do you just bring Conte straight back into the mix? Because my man's Tottenham got 100% records since he took over, and he's been making bold decisions. It's not like he's just come in and he's just like put it on auto mode, like on Football Manager or something. Like my man's dropping Son, like unless they're all just Conte's decisions that he's playing out. I don't know, but
no, I don't believe. I think these are Stellini decisions because Conte's been here literally, and he's not done any of this. Like against Man City, we were brave enough to. Obviously, we knew Man City would have the majority of the ball, but we pushed a bit higher. We had Eric Dyer and Romero pressing from the front as well, and that actually helped cause the turnover where we got the wayward pass and obviously scored the goal. Yesterday, he switched things up. And even when I saw the lineup, because I have my notifications on Instagram, so I got the lineup first from there. And I was looking, I was like, who's playing left wing back? I saw Clement Lenglet and I saw Davis. I didn't see Perisic. I was like, okay, this is interesting. So it was a big call to drop Perisic, who, doesn't have the legs like he used to, and he's played a lot of football. So Ben Davis, left wing back, was a big risk. It worked, thank God. And then dropping Son as well. We know Son hasn't been the Son of old. We know he needs a break. Bring him out. We bought in Richarlison. We spent 60 million on him. He also needs a run of games. This is why you bring in players of a certain quality to give, competition for spaces. If someone's not playing well, you can take them out and the team doesn't suffer so much and all of this stuff, yada, yada, yada. So I like what Stellini's done. Even tactically, Stellini seems more on the front foot. He allows the players to play without a handbrake. He actually changes things up as they're happening. So I am seeing differences that I don't see from Conte. So, Conte is ill. He needs to recover. But I'm not mad at the decision that Stellini's in charge because he does seem to be a bit braver, in terms of what he does, mix things up, actually give the opposition something to think about. But also in-game management seems to be a lot better. So, yeah, going back to what you're saying, Bish.
Do you keep him in? If you win another 1-2 games before Conte comes back?
Yeah, no rush to Conte. Chill. Yeah, just exactly, chill, Conte. No rush, come back when you're ready.
Conte's on a bust, because I've had my gallbladder taken out as well, and it don't take that long. I'm telling you, fam. Okay. Yeah, no, I've had mine 2 years ago, you get me? Pretty
How
mad.
long was you out for? Like all jokes aside,
bro. I was up and active the next day, bro. I'm not gonna lie, fam. Like this guy's on a bust. You know what I'm saying? He's on a bust. I'm telling you now. Or it just might be. He might have some complications. I don't know, but
I think he's a lot older. Obviously, he's in his late mid-60s. I don't know how old he is.
Bro, it's mad, because when I went into the fit, like the operating room and actually everyone's sitting down and that, I'm looking around, and everyone's about 65, 70.
There you go.
Thinking, what's going on here, yo? Why am I the only guy in there? Yeah, it's like 36.
That's been an Arsenal fan for 20 odd years.
Yeah, stress.
Yo, bro, I'm telling you, stress. Yo, I had a fucking stone the size of my fist and that, bro.
Oh, really? Shit.
Swear down, they had to chop it out one time. Mine was pretty dangerous.
Was you in a lot of pain before? Like, was it like?
Yo, worst pain I think I've experienced, bro.
Yeah,
the gallbladder podcast.
It's interesting.
You know what? Worst pain I've experienced in my life, bro.
Oh, really?
I swear to God, the worst pain I've ever experienced, bro. I thought I was having a heart attack and that. The boy come round, England was on. Literally had a little henny and that. Next thing you know, bro, man, thought I was dying, bro. Heart attack and that. I've gone to the hospital and I was out of it. Literally, they had to operate pretty much straight away because obviously if your stones end up going down to your duct and that, it can end up going into your liver and that. You could die in it. So,
fuck.
That's serious thing, man.
So, yeah, but Conte's obviously like triple your age. So you can imagine, obviously, in a high pressure job, he needs time out. And then he's also had, without making too many excuses,
back and he's not going to the NHS, though, fam. You know what I mean? Hey, he's got triple man's money.
Defo wasn't in Wivenshaw Hospital, was he?
Yo, bro, that's where I had my surgery as well. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Wivenshaw Hospital, bro. That's where they
Shout out to Wivenshaw Hospital.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. The first one, it was in A&E. There were a bunch of arseholes, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Remember, Bish, when I was telling you when we had that A&E little thing and I was going mental about it. These motherfuckers, these were ready for man to die, on the floor before they even wanted to see man. But obviously,
crazy.
Do you man want a Tottenham hot take? I think Tottenham might catch United and get third.
I hope so.
Nah, don't say that. Yeah, but I'll back you boys, man. I don't want to be hearing none of that.
That ain't happening.
I think Tottenham gonna go on a run. I think Rashford's gonna fucking get injured or something, or something's gonna happen. United are gonna go back into flop mode. I think Tottenham will catch him. Tottenham ain't that far behind you, you know.
7 points.
Trust in
equal amount of
Weghorst, though. He'll come through.
Weghorst, you know, Jesus.
I think United are playing so much better than Tottenham though, and they're more consistent.
Are they?
Yeah.
I don't know about I don't know
definitely,
about
man.
that.
Definitely.
I don't know about that.
What, bro? You man, you just get touched up by Leicester City or whoever it was. I don't know.
We had a bad result against Leicester. Yeah, we did. But to say that United are playing so much better, it's debatable.
Nah, they are, bro. Of course they are.
In the first 25 minutes against Leicester,
take your Tottenham hat off. Take that TNT hat off, fam.
I'll take it off. I need to get a haircut, but yeah, I'll take it off. And literally in the first 20 minutes, look, okay, I don't want to sound like I'm hating on United because they deserve to win the game at the end of the day. But if you break down game by game against Leeds, let's be real, they got run off that pitch. It's only the quality that United have that saw them win that game. Leicester, first 20 minutes, they got outplayed. David De Gea making save after save, world-class saves. Iniacho definitely should have scored, in my opinion. And then Harvey Barnes, one-on-one, should have done better. But credit to De Gea, he made the saves. But in the end, United have a lot better quality, so they are going to tuck their chances away.
Get me, you're rattling all the United fans now, mate. They're waiting to come for your fucking
That was for deep,
But yeah, I don't want to. At the end of the day, United deserve to be where they are right now. But to say they're playing much better, at the end of the day, good teams take their chances, and good teams usually have players that will have moments. Bruno Fernandes, fantastic passes. He was cutting Leicester open all the time. Rashford in the form of his life. Sancho coming back. That's what happens, isn't it? Same with Son and Kane. When you see them, Tottenham don't have to be playing well in all the game at all the moments to win the games. Same with United. So to say they're playing much better,
nah. Look, I'm not even saying it, bro. I hate both teams, yeah. But I'm just saying it as it is, bro. Like,
that's fine. It's your opinion, I guess.
I think when you're watching United play football now, they're playing a lot much better football than what I see Tottenham play. And that's not me hating, or I'm just saying it as it is, bro. And I think.
Wait,
even with Ten Hag,
or are you talking Tottenham the last few games? Because this Tottenham,
bro, Conte is going to be back tomorrow, innit, or whatever it is, bro. Trust me, he's not going to be out for much longer. He's going to be the normal Tottenham that you see. I think with these players, I think a lot of them could be scared of Conte as well. He might have that aura about him where he puts man on edge because. Well, I'm telling you, get me. Might be taking his wig off and throwing it at man in the changing room, bro. It's a mad thing.
When I watch them under Stellini, they play a lot more free. It's like the handbrakes off. I see when we're playing under Conte, it's like every player has a zone and they can't come out of it, and they got strict instructions. Where against AC Milan, even though we lost that game, it looked a bit more free, a bit more free flowing. Against West Ham, first half wasn't great. Second half, we definitely came out to play. And then obviously against Man City, we looked a lot more freer as well, created a lot of chances. So we'll see. But yeah, like going back to your question, are Man United in the title race? For me, no, they're not. I think City and Arsenal are cut above United. United are where they deserve to be, but nah, even if it is just 3 points, I can't see it personally. And they're too reliant on Rashford as well. I'm sorry to say it. If something happens to Rashford, they're in 4 competitions. I know Belal's looking like whatever, but it's too reliant on one player.
I said it myself.
Yeah, I do agree with that. But he is fucking pulling up trees at the moment, man. You gotta give him that.
He's class. He's
Bruno's not getting enough applause for his.
I fucking hate Bruno Fernandes. I swear to God, I'd love to slap him. I swear down.
You know what? Bruno's such a weird player because there's times when he can't even make a 2-yard pass and he looks so off it. But then there's moments like against Leicester, that pass from the outside of his boot. Oh my God, that was unbelievable. And I don't know why people aren't talking about it. That was sensational. The way it cut out 3 players on a plate for Rashford, it's a goal. And then there was also another pass. He was he the one that cut open for Dalot, where Dalot should have scored? I can't remember, but criminal
miss.
Are we seeing a rejuvenated Sancho as well? Do you think that time's done him good out?
Yeah,
I've fully noticed big change in him. One thing I used to say before he went away on his little training camp, I used to look at him when he's playing on the wing, and he's just stood there. He's kind of like Anthony now. He just stood there and he don't know what to do. You can't take on a player, and it used to wind me up because I was just like, why is he so scared? I've watched him at Dortmund. Why is he so scared to take on a player? What's happened to him? And now he's still getting back into it. He's not at 100% yet, but you see him now. He's got more confidence with the ball. He used to be afraid of the ball before he went away. That's what used to wind me up because I've seen his potential and I know what he's capable of. And seeing him just kind of with the ball and he doesn't know what to do with it was just confusing to me. But now you're starting to see even like the way he scored the goal, 1-2'd it with Bruno, good finish as well. And you only take that kind of finish first time when you're confident in yourself that you're going to put it away. So he's definitely on the right path, but still a long way to go for him.
No, we're gonna have to wait and see.
Because you've seen the inconsistency when he played. Was it? I think it was the Barca game. He played the Barca game, and he just he wasn't. He was kind of non-existent in the Barca game. So yeah, he's not 100%, but when both times he's come on as a sub, he's been very effective.
Yeah, I think he's decent. Go on, Bish.
Have any of you man seen that that table that they've produced to show what the league would look like this year if there was no VAR?
No, I haven't. Show it.
Yeah, is Arsenal top of the league or something by madness? Should be that, mate. I'm telling you now, we've been absolutely pants pulled down and 3 fingers stuck in.
No, you've had some good.
Nah, you shut your mouth, you fam. You just chatting back.
I don't think it's an opinion thing. They're saying it's not an opinion thing. They're just saying if there was no VAR interventions and we've just gone with whatever the original referee decisions were, this is what the league would be. So it's not like should this have been a penalty, should it not? I'll show you. It's from they done it before the last game week, so obviously you have to account.
Take that out.
Yeah.
Go on, you man chat. I'll get it up.
Yeah. Nah, I think Arsenal have had the good rub of the green this season. Like,
nah. I beg to differ that, fam.
Even
I beg to differ. You not see Sky Sports come out about what after the Brentford situation, and they said
that's one decision.
4 out of 5 games that we dropped points. Yeah, before the City game. Yeah. The decisions went against us. The one against Southampton, where you know what, I made it even a little short about it, where Jesus got rugby tackled at 1-0 in the box. I remember that one. Yeah. United game, Martinelli goal, 14 minutes got disallowed. They've come out afterwards since and said that shouldn't have been disallowed. Then the Brentford goal, clear as day, man of walk from that. Yeah. And then the other one was Newcastle 0-0 at home. Gabriel, that big tall guy again. What's his name?
Yeah, Dan Burns.
Dragging man up left, right, and centre. You get me, bro? Trying to put him under his shoe. It's a mad thing, fam. But obviously, we'll wait for Bish to get that up. But we're going to end the stream off with a little talk on City, though, and them failing to capitalise on their 3 days on top of the table.
That pissed me off, man. I can't lie, because I saw 1-0. Cool. I thought, cool, back to business. Then I'm checking my phone and I'm seeing 1-1. Game ended.
Exactly what I seen.
I was like, how the fuck did that happen? And all I'm seeing and hearing is that there's chance after chance in City. Let's see this. Okay, City, Arsenal, United, Brighton.
So remember, this is the table. If it's not about what Prem was saying, like VAR should have gone and given us a decision. This is about all the decisions that have either been overturned by VAR, or where VAR's come in and
so for and against, and they cancel each other out and leave.
Yeah, so it's
basically. But is that like if it's just offside, of VAR have gone up to it and said no, it's offside, and it actually is offside.
Any result that was made, any decision that was made this season with VAR, if you removed VAR and it had just been the original decision had stood, this is what the table would be. So City would be joint top with Arsenal now, because remember this is one. Oh no, we'd be 1 point ahead of Arsenal, because this is before the last game week. So we'd be on 55. Arsenal would be on 54. United would be on 2 points less. But Liverpool would be on 5 points less than what they're currently on. So when man talk about VAR and who's suffering from VAR, obviously the actual statistics show that Arsenal should be grateful for VAR, because otherwise they'd be
1 point behind, bro. That's not exactly the biggest thing, innit? You know what I mean? You're going on like man's fucking 10 points behind. Are you mad, bro? Come on, sort it out.
Obviously, it's not going to be that deep. But I'm just saying, listen, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'd be sending Christmas presents to the VAR, man.
Nah, because
they think that every
it's easy to swing it around in whatever way you want to see it, innit? Because the ones of City's goals that have probably gone through, VAR's there for a reason, so human error doesn't happen. The thing is, when it comes to Arsenal, bro, the human error is there, bro. That's why you see a man pack up and fuck off from the league, bro. That's why, because human error is there. If Phil Foden's offside, he's offside, innit? Do you know what I mean? You don't see any controversial decisions when it comes to City. It's always Arsenal controversial decisions, bro. And I can pull them all up and send it. Yes, you get me in the group. You'll see.
We've had our fair share as well.
Nah, yous have had no. Yous,
every
man.
team shares our
Yous are
every
begging
team.
for something. Tottenham are begging for everything.
We've had some dodgy decisions, definitely. Like even this week, West Ham in the first half, the guy handballed the ball in the box. Like it was a blatant handball.
Nah, Thomas Souček though against Chelsea.
Souček
that was a mad
Chelsea,
thing.
We had
that
one
was
of them
mad
as well.
Yeah, every team's suffered from it. All of us have. But
Nah, I'm only playing. Obviously,
At the end of the day, the
Arsenal
most important thing is who's at top of the tree, and
Yeah,
we're at
Arsenal
top of the
deserve
tree.
to be
yeah,
top, man.
City, just do your job, man. Do your job, please. Please go on a run now.
Yeah,
That's
to
all.
answer your question about us dropping points, man, I think, yeah, obviously, all jokes aside, man are saying I'm rattled in the comments. Obviously, I was just having a bit of banter because Prem was complaining about VAR a minute ago, but I think
Clutching on straws.
obviously,
I've never seen City fans do that in a hot while.
I think if City win the league this season, it's not going to be the dominant City league title win that we're used to, clearly, because of how the season's been already. But at the same time, that Nottingham Forest game, for me, wasn't an alarm bells game. Like, yeah, we should have won. Yeah, we missed chance after chance after chance. Open net, hit the bar, headers from 4 yards out. And Nottingham Forest, fair play to him. They rode the luck. They was back up against the wall all the way through. And then once they'd held out for 85 minutes and hadn't conceded another, they went up the other end and scored a good goal. So can't knock them. Not trying to knock Forest for that. And, you know, there's a reason why they're 6th or 7th in the table or whatever they are. You know, they're top 10 anyway. But I think for City, it wasn't like a game where we played poorly or we struggled to create chances or where we looked rattled at the back like we have done at times this season. Don't get me wrong, there's been plenty of performances like that this season where I thought we just don't look good. That weren't really one of them games. It was one of them games where a little bit like Brighton, the Brighton game. I don't know if any of you man watched the Brighton-Fulham game. Fulham ended up going on to win, but Brighton battered them. They had like 2 penalty decisions when they should have had. They had 2 goals disallowed. Just banging on the door. I think Arsenal, maybe, was it against Everton? The Arsenal were just banging on the door.
Nah, we deserve to lose that game.
Was it Everton when you deserved to lose? There was another game recently with one of the top teams where it was just crossbar, post, you know, banging on the door. And sometimes that happens, you know what I mean? The shit thing for City at the moment is that we're having those days where we're dropping points that we shouldn't drop points, but just because it's the luck's kind of gone against us, or we've not been finishing our dinner. But then we're having other games where we're losing just because we're not good enough, or we're not up to speed, or we're coming out the trap slow and stuff. So normal City, that might have happened yesterday, because that just can happen, but we would have won the last 10 before that. Whereas at the moment we're winning, then putting in a weird performance, dropping points over here. So it's a different.
That Haaland missed though, Bish. Fuck me sideways, mate. That was a
Big
mad
miss.
thing. I could have scored that. No problem. That was an open net. Do you know what I mean? You do not expect him to miss that.
Who was the worst miss of the weekend? It was
Bro, that was definitely the worst miss. Bro, are you mad, bro? Bro, Haaland was 2 yards. Nah, it was a bad miss. But bro,
came across him and it was,
yeah, but bro, if you're telling me that's worse than Haaland's miss, bro, when he's 2 seconds, bro, he's less than 2 yards from the line, bro, and he kicks it over.
But the Odegaard one is open net, and he's got time to think about it, and it weren't even bobbling or nothing.
It wasn't an open net. The goalkeeper was there, where yours was an open net, fam. City's was an open net. Haaland, bro, was a mad thing.
So
fam.
we already
I'm
got
not
votes
gonna
on the
lie.
panel. Bilal and me both said Odegaard's was worse. What are you saying, Patrick?
Bilal, do you honestly think Odegaard's miss was worse than Haaland's?
That's one of the worst misses I've ever seen.
You need to watch.
I think that was the worst miss I've ever seen.
I'm ready to fuck the monetization up here. Start showing it, you spam, because
that was a
I'm
bad
telling you
miss.
now.
That was a bad miss.
Yo, you know, sometimes you watch the screen and you say, I could have scored that. And then I probably couldn't.
That's
That's one of them.
I'm telling you, Odegaard should have hit the target. Look, bro, I'm fair with my assessment. I say, even if you watch my match reaction, of course he should have hit the target. With that, if he hits the target, it's going in.
Sorry,
but you got to think, bro. Haaland, bro, this guy has scored fucking 25, 26 goals in the Premier League this season, bro. Devastating finisher. He's 2 yards away from the goal, bro. Open net. and he's just
It's a bad
whacked
miss.
it over the
It
bar,
was a
bro.
bad miss, but those
Mad
are misses
thing.
that those are misses that we've seen before in the Premier League, like where someone's shot
What, and
bounced back
fucking
at him
Odegaard's, is it? The
and he smashed
goalkeeper
it.
was in his
No,
net, bro.
I've
You're
never
going
seen
on
a
like
miss
it was an
that.
empty net. It wasn't an empty
I'm-
net. He's mad.
No, I'm being serious. I've never seen a miss like that,
Nah.
like where it's passed across to you, perfect speed, no bubbles, on your favoured foot, plenty of time to look at it, only a few yards out, and you've just pulled it
You know
wide.
what?
Like,
I've just got on Haaland's misses, bro. There's a fucking compilation of his misses. And you know what? Yeah, it's a mad thing. I'm doing it. I'm showing you. I'm showing you.
Oh,
Look at that.
monetization.
Look at that one, bro. Fuck it, bro. Don't get me rattled. I'm not asked.
You know what we should do after
Bro,
that?
look, bro.
You know what?
That's
After
one
that,
of them.
Look, monetization is ruined.
That's one of them. Let me get the next one. Let me get the
Listen,
next one.
What, after that, yeah, get up a compilation of all his goals and a compilation of all the goals
Bro,
Arsenal have scored
we're
in the last 10 years, and it'll probably last about the same amount of time.
Bro, are you mad,
Play them
bro?
side by side.
Are you mad, fam?
Hasn't he scored more goals this season than all of your players put together last season?
Wow.
Who was your top scorer last season? He
Sa-
scored like 8 goals or something.
What are you talking about? Bro, he's only been in this season. No, I'm talking about this season, innit? You're talking
know,
about
but
last season.
I'm saying
And
if
bro,
he
we
scored
scored more
26
than
goals-
26 goals last season as a collective as a team. And you daft. Are you daft?
That's a mistake. He's acting like he's some relegation team.
Who did you play? I
Man's got
forgot
like
who you
9
played.
goals. Man's got like 9 goals all season.
Who did you play? Who did you
I'm gonna
play?
just start lying on Arsenal, you know.
No, honestly, bro, you got to understand that
Nah,
miss
we played
was
Arsenal.
poor,
We
bro.
played Arsenal. If you want to see the highlights, we played that. Put City Arsenal.
One sec. Who did you just play this
Put
weekend that
City-
you
put-
missed?
Nah, it was
Quite
Arsenal,
funny, yeah,
put
but
City, Arsenal
Haaland scored
goals.
more Premier League goals than
only.
Chelsea this season.
Has he?
Oh, that's-
Yeah, Chelsea have scored 23 in the league this season.
Oh,
Haaland
fuck.
got,
Wow.
Haaland got
Jesus.
26, 25.
That is crazy. That is absolutely bonkers. Like I said, I
See
just.
what I mean? There's a point where
Fucking hell, Nottingham Forest, man. These man we brushed aside 5-0 this season.
there's a point where you run out of excuses for Chelsea.
know.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
That is crazy.
You know what? I wish we just brushed them aside. Like, who did we play in the game before Forest? Brushed somebody midweek.
oh,
where-
like
whoa.
light work.
Where
weren't
are you in the
Wolves,
Where are you in
Southampton.
the table, fam?
Was it Southampton?
Where are you?
Midweek.
Where are you? You're
Oh, no,
looking
it was
up
Arsenal.
at
It
man.
was Arsenal. No, it
You're
was Arsenal.
looking up at man, fam.
Wolves.
You're looking up at man.
Yo, how
That's
about-
all I know. You
how
you
about-
can
how-
you know
how
what
about
we
Bilal
thought.
saying Wolves
we thought-
when I said, who did I
We
play
thought.
midweek?
We thought. You know what?
thought
Yeah,
Arsenal was
we're gonna.
Saturday.
we're gonna let-
Oh, I thought you were saying Arsenal are like
No,
basically
no.
like Wolves.
We thought
That
we're
would be
gonna.
funny.
We thought we're gonna let we thought we'd let City get back into it a little bit, you know, because obviously it was getting a bit boring, a bit lonely up there at the top on our own. But oh my days,
Yo, Prem muted my mic, you know.
yeah, you talk too much shit,
I
man.
don't even know if the freaking comment
Bro.
can see that.
Watch this.
Is this the Odegaard? Oh, but guy does not want to show the Odegaard. Nah, now
I'm
you
gonna get it
fucking-
up,
Right, now you
bro.
fucked-
That there is a miles worse
Nah,
miss
but
than this, bro.
No
I'm
way.
gonna show you
All right,
Odegaard.
just to be serious a second, this is why I'm saying the Odegaard miss is worse, and that's a bad miss. I'm not trying to say
Bro,
it's not
that
a bad
is,
miss.
bro.
That one, yeah, is like a split second.
Odegaard's
on the
not a
bounce,
striker as well. You get me, bro.
volleying
That's
it,
what you need to
bare
bear
man
in
the
mind.
6-yard box. For me, that Haaland miss is a bad miss, but we've seen better strikers do it
Bro.
where it's bouncing up and they've tried to just lash it and it's gone over.
Bro,
This
Odegaard's not
one-
even a striker, bro. This is what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Look, he's copying mad please right now. He's not a goalkeeper, is he?
Not right,
Flipping
you're going
hell.
back on mute, you, because you're chatting too much shit, bro. You're telling me that miss there is worse than Haaland's, bro. You're having a laugh, bro. You're telling me that this miss here is worse than Haaland's? No way, bro. No way. No way. No way.
Odegaard had more time to place it.
No way.
Because
that
Haaland's
angle's-
one was bouncing. So
Yeah.
it's difficult.
That angle made it look better than it was. When you see it slow
Yeah,
down.
I see
Oh,
that.
fuck off.
Yeah, the side
seen
angle in
Odegaard's live.
it. The side angle. It's
Right,
the side
listen,
angle when it's rolling
yeah.
slow.
Here we go. The guy missed twice as well, not even once. Big up yourself. But look, people, we've done an hour now. Obviously, it's been a good stream. People, make sure you go into the chat. Sorry, not the chat, the description. I was too busy looking at James in the chat. Big up
I
yourself,
know.
James, by the way.
Go Bruno missing as well.
Go into the description and go and subscribe to everyone's channel, please. Like I said, bro, we're trying to grow together. We want to build this community. You're going to see us on all different channels. Bilal should hopefully start a football channel soon. Patrick's going to start putting content out, and so is Bish. You get me? These man here, they are going to be putting content out, and when they are,
Like
you're going to see us all mixing on everyone's channel. So make sure you do go and support the man, them people. But look, we have done an hour and 10 minutes. It's been a long one. Gooner Lee, that's it. He's banned from Premier League Unpacked now.
Gooner Lee, you bottled it.
You're not going to see him again. We're going to be getting a replacement for him, 110%. It might be Nketiah. We don't know. We're going to have to wait and see who it is. You get me, people? But look, peace and love. We'll see you on the next one.